must learn. All right, it's recording. Yeah.
Hey, so I had a really good talk with Aver a couple weeks ago just to talk about what we were going to talk about. And it was the best interview ever. And it's not going to be anything like this interview.
What's happening now? Did you change?
This interview is just a tribute to the last interview.
The tribute. Yes.
Because I didn't record the last one, so.
Yeah, why didn't we record that last one?
Oh, well, I just didn't want to throw the camera on you. You know, who knows?
Okay.
But you're a pro.
Yeah. Sorry, now I'm sitting in front of my desk and it's just a big mess. It's horrible.
Oh, I can't see it. But now I.
Yeah, it's good. It's for the better. It's for the better.
And I'm judging you, but I never would have known.
And now I'm judging you. All right, I swear I'm done. I'm gonna look into the camera and address the people. Sorry.
People.
I'll address the people. Hold on, I'm trying to plug in my.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mouse. All right, cool. Oh, all right. Let's do this.
Cool. So you were at a shoot yesterday. What the heck was that? Can you tell us about that?
Oh yeah. That's Hachiko District. We do food. Lots of food. All the food in Tokyo. Outside of Tokyo as well, but a lot of interesting Japanese food. The producer made it for the sake of appealing the people that eat with their eyes, the people that really like food, especially, of different cultures and stuff like that. And we're doing really good. But yesterday was, what was it? It was this crazy beef bowl. It was so good. It was so good. Yeah. It's awesome. So yeah, Hachiko District. If you guys haven't seen that on Facebook, we're coming out with YouTube content soon. But yeah, that's what we were doing yesterday.
I've been following. It's really fascinating. I've watched the cooking shows or the extreme foods in America, but it's I don't know. I just think Japan does a little different. They have everything's super unique and super of course I would want a hamburger the size of a car. Why wouldn't I? What kind of problems can start from this?
Right? Sure, I'll take lemons that are shaped like cats, and I'll eat it raw.
Yeah, I
call it law cat.
That and the ramen, the make your own cup ramen, and the giant gyoza eating challenge.
Oh man, I wasn't there for that one.
Oh, it was just a humongous meat pie.
Yeah, dude. It was just the giant pocket pie. Wow. Pot pie. There it is. That's the word. That was I wasn't there for that one. I still have the cup noodle. I'm looking at it right now. Oh, I think mine was, I can't remember the flavor. I'm never opening it, but
can you show
they had ice cream flavored.
Can you show it? Or do you have it in a a chest locked away somewhere?
There it is. I got an idea though. I just realized this. Hold on. Okay, following protocol for the show.
You didn't get the memo?
I got my gi on.
We all wear gis here.
Sorry, we took a real hard right turn. That was an ADD turn. All right, so here we go. This is this is the cup noodles thing. You design your own cup. Oh wait, you can't see it. Sorry.
Yeah.
And there it is. I can't remember my flavor though.
Is it horse flavor?
Yes. No, no, it's not horse flavor. You get to mix 3 of your own. And it was something I think I did something basic like shrimp, garlic, beef. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh. But they had really nasty ones like ice cream and chili.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
You never know. Sometimes you eat some weird crap and you I didn't think you would put those two things together, but actually that's pretty freaking good.
That's pretty good.
But I had a pretty right. Go ahead, sorry.
I had what's it called? What was it? Salted pineapple, salted caramel or salted pineapple candy for the first time 5 years at a convenience store. And I was it was 5 yen. I was this is probably gonna be the grossest thing ever. It was really good. It was salted pineapple. I was like, what the? My mind was blown. They probably have some crazy restaurant in the middle of like Tochigi that you'll never find ever unless it gets on Hachiko District. Just full of salted pineapple, delicious. I don't know. It's ridiculous out here. You like my blue gi?
I love it, man. It's
Yeah,
to keep
I
like blue gis.
don't even do judo at all. Like, I'm not a judo guy in the slightest. But my friend gave it to me. I was like, it's blue. It's cool. Yeah. And now I'm wearing it. I'm like, I don't belong. This isn't me.
Well, everybody's welcome.
Yeah. I had to follow suit. Hey, babe, can you do me a favor? Yeah. Can you get me a sponge? A wet sponge? My mouth's got gross because I eat plenty. Okay. Thanks.
Hey, you know what I'm dying to know about? I don't know if you can tell me, right? But I just saw the first freaking Benza English. And I was sweet, there's a new series I can get into. And then I look and I was like, wait, there's only one out. Am I one of the? Did I see the first episode? Oh, you gave me that first hit for free, and now what's up? Do you know what's going on with that?
After 2 days ago, we got all 6 episodes up on Amazon Prime.
Oh, they're up.
All of them. Yeah, so all of them just got put up on Amazon Prime. I think only in Japan though, or the Japan and the UK. I got to relook at the post. Hold on. But yeah, it's up, man. It's up. It's coming out. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be craziness. Did you see all of Series 1?
I saw all of Series 1. I actually watched Ben's English first, and then I was like, oh, this is cool, but I'm not sure who these people are. And,
like, what is going on? Yeah.
And it's like, it's a joke about a joke, but if you want, and I'm sorry, Nick, I'm not including you on this, but I'll send you a link. You gotta watch it. Wait, it is in Japanese though. But you know what? I think the comedy, it translates. I wonder.
It has subtitles.
It has subtitles. Is it available on the American Amazon, or is Amazon pretty standard everywhere?
I think it's on its way into the American Amazon. I think they made Series 1 into the American Amazon under like international or independent.
Uh-huh.
But as for Benza English, I'm not really quite sure. I'm not sure if they got Benza English all the way into America yet. So Fingers crossed. That would be great to have that credit. I mean, I still get it anyway. But
can you tell us really quick what Benza and Benza English is about? I know it's.
Oh man,
it's a package.
This is the hardest thing to do. This is the hardest thing to do.
Well, what does Benza mean in Japanese?
Benza means toilet seat.
Okay.
So what the Benza English is, it is a show about 2 young men trying to find a new toilet seat that they recently broke, and they end up getting into a trans-dimensional war to save the universe. Because
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. And then you're just like, what? Yeah. It's the hardest thing to explain. Trans-dimensional? Not trans, that's not the word.
It's a big old tranny adventure.
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say. It's for everyone, literally. That's mean. No, anyway. It's a trainee adventure. That's funny.
Well, no, actually, even though it sounds crazy, but based on the first episode and being a foreigner in Japan, it makes so much sense. Like, because even if you speak a bit of Japanese, you're always like, everything is like a quest. You go to the hardware store and you're like, oh crap, I don't know what these kanji are. I just want to get a freaking screwdriver, the one with the magnet on it, and how do I ask for that?
Yeah. Sticky go twist.
You might go to the store, look around, get embarrassed, and go home, and then you come back a week later and be like, okay, I'm going to ask. And the Tinian is going to try to find it what you for, and then they probably won't get you the right thing because you didn't explain it to them properly, but you're kind of embarrassed, so you buy it anyway, even though you know it's not the right one, and you take it home. I mean, not that I've experienced this.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
But anybody that's ever, not even just Japan, but a foreign country, it's like, it is like a mystical quest based on what you understand and how do you interact with people and what they expect of you. So I bought that hook, line, and sinker. And even if you haven't had that experience, it's just freaking fun. You know?
It is. It is. I really like how he brings up a lot of issues within this ridiculous show, and it's still a timeline. So there is it is a series. Makes me excited to see what's going to happen, and I'm in it. And I'm still like, dude, what's going to happen? He hasn't told me anything yet.
Well, how did the Benza English happen? Because they kind of explained that in the first episode. That we're gonna try this new thing. It's not really gonna make sense, but
right?
But anyway, I love that there's so much third wall breaking, which might drive people crazy. But I love that because I really feel like I'm on set, part of the part of the gag. But how do you have any idea? How did because Benza English was like a segment from Benza, right?
Yeah.
So there's one segment where somebody's getting chased and then they make it into a scene. What would we say in this situation, right?
Yeah.
And we have Ever to be the
bartending,
the
helper. Yeah. I think so. What it is that Benza English is a spinoff from the series from Benza, where you're trying to help Japanese people communicate to foreigners with the power of English. And it became its own spinoff because it was funny enough to make it a regular thing on the show. And also the characters inside of the actual Benza English have enough of a foothold inside of Benza for them to just make two different things going at the same time. Mm-hmm. Also, I think he's diving into, not as a market scheme or anything like that, but he's diving into teaching really ridiculous English because that sticks better than your traditional, where are you from? If you say things like, don't come any closer, dickwad, people are going to remember that. And it's actually more fun and funnier for that audience, for the audience that actually enjoys the English of the Benza. So I think it's the perfect middle ground for people who like English in Japan, and then also really ridiculous humor for that type of I guess, person who's not in Japan. So and I think that's where he came up with making the Benza English a spinoff. And then that spinoff actually has to do with the main story. So he was just like, it's in, let's do it. Let's just go. Let's go with it. And so now it's a show in itself.
Yeah. And maybe it gives Kyle and Chris or whoever's producing to kind of write the next one or the next season of Benza while you guys are in your own party.
Yeah. We're kind of it's kind of like Avengers. You have one party doing shit over here, then you got another party doing shit over here. This guy's got his own movie, but it still kind of has to do with the main event. Yeah, so I'm in that other party, and then eventually we're gonna come together and have a big super whatever the hell's gonna happen fight. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I even love. I don't get a lot of Japanese comedy. Now that I'm here,
tell me about it.
I see why this is funny. I almost can see why people laugh, but I just don't laugh, And
dude, yeah, I know.
But this is kind of the exception. I think it's because you guys are working together so well and you're playing off each other. That even the English students, what's her name, Dragon Fanny and Naomi or something? So good. The way they're acting about being completely. They don't pay attention the whole lesson. They just want to tell some weird story.
Yeah. Keto and Fanny are hilarious.
Yeah, and she asks us questions that are totally not relevant to the actual lesson, which is kind of what we all wonder when we have to sit through a lesson. We're looking out the window. Oh,
looking around yes, that. Yeah.
Did you understand the part?
Yeah. I didn't. Man, this thing stinks. Ugh.
Yeah, man.
No, it doesn't. Maybe it's just me. You
gotta let it get some sunlight, dude.
Is this? Yeah, you're right. I think I gotta let it get some sun. Something. Anyway, taking this off now. This isn't what I want anymore.
Well, we appreciate the effort.
So your friend, I'm sorry, what was your friend? Huh? Nick, where are you from, man?
Oh, well, I was I'm from Iowa. So Colton I met in Iowa City when he lived there, and I was teaching at the university. He was coaching judo, and I was coaching taekwondo. So we kind of linked up, and I was doing a lot of stuff for Netflix and like at doing stunt work and everything. And then he and I, he had like an interest of a show, and we were kind of like, well, let's link up and do something. So
it's awesome, man.
And we filmed.
How long? What's that?
Oh, we filmed the stuff we filmed was in Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. When was the last time you've been back, Colt? Colt Amborn, best host ever.
I left home. Well, this is home now. I left in September. Last September. I've been.
Last September. Oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Damn, they came to the right place, man. Tokyo's where you started. Like you just were like Tokyo.
Yeah, this area is
That's
actually
awesome.
Kanagawa, but to the rest of the world, Tokyo.
Yeah, man. I wish I did that, man. I came here. I landed in the boonies, man. It was awful. It's terrible.
How did you come here? Were you teaching English or were you going to school?
Yeah, I was teaching English. Like what I did is I went art school. And right after art school, I went to teach English to try and do English teaching while building a game.
Okay.
And that was like...
Oh, a game?
Yeah,
like a video game.
Yeah, like a video game. I was like, I'm going to be a game designer. And I went really ham on that. And I was trying to do the best that I could without going crazy because I was in the middle of nowhere with no friends. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was rough. And I didn't have the internet for like a month. Oh. Anyway.
So what art school did you go to?
Kendall College of Art and Design in Michigan.
In Michigan. Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. So that's what got me here. And then I went to Nagoya to do more of the same thing and got really distracted by booze and girls. And then I came to Tokyo and was like, manhood. And then like I just woke up and it took some time, but I woke up and was like, all right, no, seriously, this is what I'm here for. And, really buckled down and somehow I became a full-time actor. I don't know. This happened. This is my life right now.
So in art school, when you were in art school, did you go for game design?
I went for illustration, digital media, and visual storytelling.
Cool.
So I was like an illustrator that can animate and do all the digital stuff. And I wanted to just be the guy that created the game and then animate everything and then throw it at a programmer. Or learn programming later because I sucked at it. And I still do. I'm awful. Like, I'm not even... What's that?
Did you ever finish your game?
No.
No, you didn't?
I finished my demo and I started programming and it was a brutal process. Like there was nobody to give me any tutorials on what I wanted to do. It was bad. But I mean, I was learning.
What was the game going to be? What was your idea?
It was a 2D action RPG.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was going to just be all like if you know what a Metroidvania game is. Do you know Castlevania Symphony of the Night? Have you ever played that?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Or Super Metroid?
Yeah.
Like that style?
Okay.
Man. But I love action RPGs and I love the 2D action RPG. I was like, I'm going to do it. I had my own system. There's swipes and there's a story and it was crazy and it was the biggest project ever. And it was, then I got to like, all right, let's make my guy attack when you press the A button. It was like, error. For like weeks. I was like, God damn it. It's horrible. Oh, it's so bad. That's why I'm an artist. That's why I'm an artist.
So what got you into acting then?
Oh, man. Okay, so I try to shorten this story down every time I tell it because it's so freaking long and ridiculous. The thing that got me into acting, particularly like the middle ground, the spine, is storytelling. I've actually just been obsessed with really good storytelling since I was a kid. I just love it. I love everything about it. So video games was the medium that I wanted to do that in. And then as I was here trying to make my own game, once I got the game to presentation ready, like I got the game to look really good by animating the shit out of it and then like pretending like it was a game you could play. I went out to a bunch of meetups, and a guy that's been working in Sega for like, at this point, 40 years. I showed my game to him, and he went, meh. I was like, this game that I poured my heart out into, like, for real. He's like, sorry.
Was it
And I was like,
was it an optimistic meh? Or was it?
It was like he was
meh?
impressed.
Was it a meh? Yeah.
It was a meh. It was more of a meh. It was more of a. It was more of a flat line, like, yeah, well, whatever. But like, I told him my plans. You know, I told him we were having drinks and just hanging out, and you know, I let him know how much I love Sega and all the stuff during the golden age, I guess. And long story short, he was like, hey, you know, I see your game, I see your presentation. Your Japanese needs help. Your ability to design is not bad, but it needs help. You can't program. He's like, you could totally get into a game industry. A game company. You can get into the industry, but you can go this way or you can go that way. I was like, what? And he was like, listen, you could go this way and like work your butt off. And he would literally like give a big sigh. He's like, oh, you can work your butt off for like 4 or 5 years in the Japanese industry and it sucks. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, it's not that good. And there's a hierarchy system. To get money to even make your game, you have to be stupid good and know the game, da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, and you could do that. It'll take you like several years, but you could do that. And I was like, okay. And he's like, and you get paid not so great. But he's like, but your presentation of your own game shows me instantly that you're not a guy that belongs behind the computer all day. He's like, you've got all these ideas and your presentation was funny and it was really good. He's like, have you ever thought about entertainment and making a bunch of money and then making your own game that way? And I was like, but yeah, well, no. And he's like, you should do that. But like, the thing is like on my way up to making all these games, I was in, you know, the arts and telling stories and all that other stuff. And I naturally just kind of have a performing kind of confidence. And my family, my friends of friends, moms and dads were like, you should just be an entertainer. I was like, no, I'm going to make games. You know, like, nah. Like I just put on my stubborn horns and went all the way through it. And then that guy told me that after all the shit I went through and after all my friends been telling me for years. And I was like, fine, I'll give it a shot. Fine. And then I went and like registered to a bunch of agencies. And then next thing I know, I got job after job after job, and then a really big job that paid more money than I ever made teaching English in like a very short amount of time. And I was like, okay, I can see what everybody's saying. It's like I think I finally woken up and took my horns off and then became and became a full-time actor. And I haven't looked back since. I'm just constantly doing the acting thing and actually Taekwondo as well for the stunt acting and stuff like that. So I got to have really good kicks. So I'm a green belt now. You can't see my green belt, but I'm a green belt now in Taekwondo.
Well, that's because you have the green screen. It's invisible.
It's invisible. I'm actually wearing it. It's on me right now.
Nice. So you mentioned Taekwondo. What are some other martial arts you've done?
I've done Tai Chi, Kung Fu, you know, Wing Chun, Jeet Kune Do, that whole family. I got into Bagua for a little bit through this Bagua.
I'm not sure.
I don't even know what to call it. I think it originated in Korea outside of like, my history is rough. Okay, so yeah, Tai Chi, like the mother of all martial arts, right? Let's just hypothetically say that. From Tai Chi, it broke into like karate and then Kung Fu, yin and yang kind of Kung Fu stuff, you know, for health and then for martial arts. And then I think on the Korean side of things, there's an art called Bagua, and it's all about turning the hips and like really turning your body around and all these really crazy, I'm not going to say crazy, but it's like a very agile kind of martial art. Anyway, we only dabbled in it, so I can't say that I did it. But in this research group that I was in, there's a Tai Chi Kung Fu research group called the 8 Willows Kung Fu. We talked a lot about Bagua and Tai Chi and all that stuff. We played around with all that stuff, man. It was really fun. It's kind of mystic, and back then the internet wasn't as good as it was, so it was just like, I guess this works. And then we would just, you know what I mean? Let's just try it. And then get hit in the right? They get hit in the face and be like, no, it doesn't work. And then it's not doesn't apply. And then What else did I do? I did boxing. I did like very little judo. There it is. Very little judo. What else did I do? And then now I'm doing taekwondo. And I know I'm missing something. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Like mostly Chinese stuff with some boxing background, a little bit of judo, very, very little judo, and then taekwondo.
Have you done Bagua, Nick, or have you heard of Bagua?
Yeah, but we in Korea we say pagwa. It's like more of a P.
Yes, that's right. It's pagwa.
And it's an older form. We don't really do it in Korea anymore because it kind of comes from the Chinese branch of martial arts, and we try to stay away from the anything Chinese or Japanese. We try to stay away from anything in Korea. We try to stay away from anything Chinese or Japanese. Like, so even like Taekwondo now is a big debate in Korea, because Taekwondo is not even really a Korean martial art. Technically, it's
really?
Spawns from karate and stuff after the Japanese. And so, like they debate on what is really a Korean martial art, and there's a big debate on that. Like even Hapkido comes from Aikido, so we can't really claim that. And so it goes back to Koreans are claiming like Taekyon and Hwarang and all these different martial arts like that are like really, really old school. So Chuck Norris has his black belt, and it would be in Hwarang, which now we call Tangsudo, but it was Hwarang where he trained in the 50s or the 60s within that and everything, and got his black belt. And he's a grandmaster in that, and now in his own art, now he's changed it to. Now the nickname is now Chuck Kundo, so now he has his own.
Wait, is that Chuck like a Korean word? Or Chuck Norris?
Chuck like Chuck Norris.
That's
but
hilarious.
But it's Chuck Kundo, which means the way of the. I think it's
the Chuck.
It's like the attacking. It's the way of the attacking fist, I think, is what it is. So when Chuck Norris gained his status, he was able to create his own martial art. So after he got his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he went on and created his own system and everything like that. So he combined Jeet Kune Do, Kung Fu, Taekwondo, karate, boxing, and kickboxing together.
Wow.
Wow. Now and then a lot of what you see in Walker. What you see in Walker is what he does. It's Chuck Kundo, really. So, but that's kind of what Chuck Norris has done, and I don't know why I know that, but I do. So.
That's crazy. I've never heard of that. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Chuck Norris has a very, I know a lot of people joke about Chuck Norris, but he's, I think, one of the only legitimate. I would say, what his characters were in the movie is. Like legit Chuck Norris. I think Chuck Norris is probably one of the more legitimate kind of tough guys in Hollywood, I think, so.
Yeah.
He was back in his day, he was, there was a reason he was a 12-time, heavyweight champion and retired undefeated and everything. And he was good, and.
Oh,
damn.
Oh, can I bring up the debate, Nick? So Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris?
Oh, yeah. You can bring it up.
What's your call? We always argue about this, but it's good to have a third person to keep us sane.
Who, me?
Who really wins, Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris? This will be our last
I'd say Bruce, man. Just because of sheer dedication. Like, he was just so insane. Like, honestly, though, if Chuck had the ridiculous body and, like, muscle, like, obsession that Bruce had, I would be slighted towards Chuck because he has more, I think, actual pragmatic fighting background. But Bruce was just so stupid with it. He was just like obsessed, and he was like, in my opinion, more flexible and quicker. So
yeah, and he was his power, his speed. The one thing about Chuck, Chuck was a trained fighter and everything, but. Bruce and Bruce also, like, if you ever watch the documentary, how Bruce Lee changed the world. He didn't, it wasn't just martial arts. It was weightlifting. He changed weightlifting and the way people weightlift. He changed running and the way people ran. He changed fitness and he changed everything really. So like a lot of people credit him to a lot of things, but Colt and I've always debated that and who we think. I honestly don't know. Chuck Norris and I've watched interviews with Chuck Norris saying that he would win because he was a trained fighter, but in my opinion, I mean, Bruce was just so fast. A lot of people, even like some of the masters that worked out with him, said today, like there was nobody ever faster. I mean, the whole thing with Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport where he takes the quarter out of the guy's hand, I guess they got that from Bruce. Bruce would actually do that. He would tell someone to put a quarter in his hands and he would actually grab it before they could actually close their hand.
Well, that's crazy. That happened when you moved, Nick. You moved so fast, your hand disappeared, and it's not because of our crappy green screen at all. It's because of your technique.
Yeah, of course. I wish that were true, man. So, but no, that's awesome. So, what made you get into want to get into stunts then?
Well, the thing is that as an entertainer and a guy that really likes the fantasy kind of and not like fantasy swords and dragons, though I do like that. But more of the fantastic like action fight scenes and stuff like that. I grew up on Bruce Lee. I was obsessed when I was a kid. I trained like 85% of us. And when I look back on it, I've always wanted to do it. Always. Motion capture was right up my alley. Like being like a character in a game and being able to throw the punches, actually throw the kicks, actually was the starting point. Then it was like, well, wait, why don't I do this for movies as well? And I was like, well, yeah, shit, I love that. That would actually be really fun. Throwing the punches and the kicks, taking them, flipping around, doing all this crazy, fantastic stuff to make it look good on camera. I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. So then that just transitioned into stunts as well. I stay farther away from the stunts these days, though, and just try to stay into the action side of things, only because I feel like Japan's training in the action side is really good, but the stunts, not so much. They're not as safe out here, and they don't have as much money, and I find that stops more people from doing more. It's like there's these small, tight families. Anyway, I'm kind of trailing off here, but
no, but I've heard that too. I've heard that a friend of mine, he said he was on a shoot, and he expected to do this. He expected to be a rugby player, and like run around, and then at the last second, be like, hey. Can you like dive into a try? Oh, by the way, we don't actually have grass. You mind diving in the gravel? And he was like, dude, I would have totally dove in the gravel if they just would have told me the day before.
You're right. Gave me some pads and said, hey, this is what we're doing. Yeah, that happens all the time. It's so annoying. So annoying. I hate that. Yeah.
Sorry, you probably can't even laugh at that because it's true. Like
no, I can't. I can kind of.
Yeah, they do that.
They do. No, seriously. Like that music video that I posted. Like, did you see that? The one on the Instagrams?
Yeah, I saw your post.
Yeah, recent? I got to do I did that 2 months ago. Yeah, like it was like the end of February. They were like, they saw me do some fight scene work with somebody in a live situation. We had it recorded. They saw that. The client saw that. They saw what they liked. And like, yeah, we want you to do this fight scene. It's going to be like this. And we want the same two guys, meet you and Hunter. And we want you two to do this fight scene. We're like, cool. It's like, you're going to have a weapon and he's going to have a spear. It's going to be cool. I was like, all right, cool. I'm thinking in my mind, they're going to give us some weapons and want us to do some choreo. What happened is that we got there and they're like, okay, make a fight. We were like, what? And like, oh, here goes an actual like metal sword and here goes an actual fucking wood and metal spear. Go. And me and Hunter were like, what? And like, oh, and we're going to fight on these rocks. I was like, what? What? Like, if it'd been anybody else, they would have had the shittiest music video ever. Anyway, we went in and we fucking did it, dude. It would have been the worst. Seriously, though. It would have been the shittiest music video ever.
We had you and Alex, right?
Yeah, me and Alex. And I've trained my ass off in the stunts with Chuck. So I was like, all right, I can do this. I know I can fall on that ground safe because I've done it before. But, y'all could have said something like, hey, you're going to be flipping on solid ground, or like, here comes some metal weapons. Get ready. so I could be like, oh shit, let me think about some safe choreo that looks good. And instead, we came up with the choreo right there on the spot. Took like 2 hours maybe to make it look really good for all the angles. And Hunter, being a beast, he never messed with the spear before. He picked it up right away, and we were able to choreo. I was able to choreo something with him. And then the music video comes up, and they use maybe 3 seconds of it. Maybe 3 seconds. That entire fight was probably like a minute, maybe 50 seconds. And like we were busting our ass. I was getting leg cramps by the end of the day because I had to keep squatting down to duck and do all these crazy forms and poses and shit. It was an awesome experience, and I'm really glad I could put that on my belt. Like I do choreo, but man, like y'all could have just one letter, just like, hey guys, here you go, read this before you come on set. Something. Just
Wow. Hey, that's an amazing story. I know you said you only got about a half hour, but I hope.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it again. That was really fun. And
yeah, sure. I mean, I got time for one more, maybe a couple more questions if you want.
Actually, Zoom doesn't have time for us. Zoom is kicking us off in 3, 2.
Are you serious?
I'm gonna stop.
You must learn. Hey everybody, let's have some fun. You'll learn something new by the time we're done. I'm gonna teach you all the types of drums there are. Remember these words and you'll go far. Are you ready? Yeah! Here we go! Happy drunk. Happy drunk. Sad drunk. Sad drunk. Sleepy drunk. Sleepy drunk. Crazy drunk. Crazy drunk. Angry drunk. Angry drunk. Slutty drunk. Slutty drunk. Chatty drunk. Chatty drunk. One more round. Here we go. Happy drunk. Happy drunk. Sad drunk. Sad drunk. Sleepy drunk. Sleepy drunk. Crazy drunk. Crazy drunk. Angry drunk. Angry drunk. Slutty drunk. Slutty drunk. Chatty drunk. Chatty drunk. Great job, everybody. Don't drink too much. And kids, don't drink at all. So long.